Welcome everyone, students, families, friends. I'm Ian Anderson. I'm the Dean of the college here at Maine College of Art. And it's so great to have you on the call for our MAT hooding ceremony. So delighted to have you all here and delighted to be here with you. My job is really just to call this ceremony to order, which is what I'm doing right now. I want to say really just two things. First of all, number one, an art teacher changed my life. The entire course of my life was changed by someone just like yourself. And I look forward to hearing and finding about the lives that you change as you move forward in your careers. Ooh, I got a little sentimental there. But you have incredible power as educators. And I so look forward to what your students are going to experience from you in the years to come. Secondly, please change as we go through the Zoom call today. Please have your settings on your Zoom call set to speaker view so that the person who's speaking will represent in your full screen and you can really enjoy that experience. So we have a lovely plan for you today. I look forward to hearing from everybody. And without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to President Laura Freid. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, everyone. Welcome and congratulations. I am so excited to see you all. You are pioneers this year. You started the year, we didn't really know how life was going to work out in the world of higher education and in the world of K through 12 education, and you led the way. And I just want to tell you how proud I'm just so happy to see you in your caps and smiling and laughing on your way in. It's a tremendous honor to be the president of Maine College of Art and to be here for this ceremony as you become teachers qualified beyond your wildest imaginations to teach in any environment. And as Ian said, to really be transformational. I used to be a reporter back in the day, and I would always ask people when I wrote their profiles, who was your influence beyond your parents? And I would say 99% of people told me what Ian just said. A teacher changed my life. A teacher recognized me. A teacher saw me. A teacher helped me find out who I really was. So you are probably the most important citizens in our world today. If we want to have citizens of the world, they're going to look to you first. And if they're going to be in your art room, and I know they will, you will help them find the very best that they have to give to the world. So I think it's a great privilege to have had a year with you. I am sorry I didn't see you more in person, but I can tell you a silver lining of the pandemic is that we could see a lot of your work on the screen. I met some of you with your work on the screen. You were able to share your adventures with each other under the great leadership of your professor, Rachel Somerville. I think that you were just lucky to have a leader who knew so much about online education. I think that you brought your best to the year, and I congratulate you for that. Sometimes you can take a pass when things aren't exactly right, but the truth is we can never control our destiny, and learning how to deal with what comes your way is probably one of the most important life lessons. Beyond how to teach, you learned how to adapt and pivot. I'm sorry to use that word, but it is important. And I just know you're all going to go on and help so many other students who are like you, just trying to learn, trying to understand what they can give to the world. So I just want to say congratulations. I'm inspired by you. I wish you all the best, and I implore you to come back and see us often, because you are teachers of your students, but you're also teachers for all of us. I'm a lifelong learner. I think every day is a learning day, and I'd love to hear about your adventures, and I hope you stay very close and connected. So thank you, congratulations, and let's begin.
Thank you. So for those that do not know me, I am Araminta Matthews. I am the Associate Dean of Graduate Programs here at Maine College of Art. And I just wanted to say a few words because this class is graduating in 2021. And 10 months ago, this class started in 2020. And we all know how 2020 went. You joined a profession to change the lives of children and youth through art. And you did that in a college during a pandemic when public schools were switching to fully remote instruction in a time when they were not necessarily prepared to teach e-learning. And they're learning how to teach hybrid classes, which means they're teaching e-learning and live instruction at the same time. And you came in to this program not knowing what to expect because the entire world of education had flipped upside down. And here you are 10 months later. And in this program in 2021, I think it's safe to say you have learned skills that no other art education program before you has likely learned. You have learned how to teach remotely. You have learned how to teach folks who are far away and may not have their materials on hand, but you can just adjust in the moment and help them in that moment. You've learned how to teach students who are in the classroom with you who are masked and cannot see each other's faces or see even your face to create those connections. And yet you've created those connections with your students and with each other. And because of the nature of this program in the last year, you have integrated in this college in tremendous ways. You've worked with continuing studies. You hosted not one, but 2 free virtual art fairs for children all over the world to take art lessons from you at home, wherever they were. And that's incredible. You have done some amazing things and I am so proud of you. So thank you so much. And without further ado, your department chair, Rachel Somerville.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm so honored to be here today to celebrate our graduates, the class of 2021 Master of Arts in Teaching program at Maine College of Art. I will begin by sharing some short excerpts from each of our 10 teachers' educational philosophies that they wrote as part of a class assignment this spring. Shelby wrote, "I believe it's necessary for all students to have freedom to explore self-expression, participate in collaborative projects, and make connections to the world around them, and to have an enthusiastic and supportive art teacher to guide them." Philippa wrote, "Encouraging students as they develop unique voices and studio habits prepares them to take their creative skills beyond the classroom, using them in other disciplines as they make meaning, solve problems, and grapple with a rapidly changing world." Seth wrote, "As educators, it is important to understand that our learning has not stopped. For the lifetime of learning I have ahead of me, I hope to be an active model for those who enter my class. Allowing the integration of new philosophies and technology to enter the classroom, we can create problem solvers that will be able to take on the difficult and advancing future." Madison wrote, "Creating and fostering authentic relationships with all of my students is not only a priority to me, but also paramount to my success as an art teacher." Sean wrote, "My view of the classroom goes beyond work desks and art supplies. The art room is a place of collaboration and creativity where ideas are shared, refined, and brought to life." Lauren wrote, "The arts are imperative to a child's cognitive development. A child's creative thinking process is to be consistently nurtured and explored as they learn from their own experiences and processes, as well as the information I share with them." Trent wrote, "I also believe that a truly great art teacher is always learning from and finding inspiration in their students. In this way, I feel that learning in the classroom is never a one-way street." Sophie wrote, "As schools continue to explore the role of equity, I see my art room as a space where each and every member is a vital part of the learning process. Therefore, on the walls of my classroom and in my lesson planning, I survey who and what I am showing to my students." Cooper wrote, "To be the best teacher one can be, it is imperative to facilitate a learning environment that is all-inclusive, culturally responsive, and student-centered. This happens when the teacher acknowledges that each student is a unique individual with various learning styles and needs." And Audrey wrote, "As the realm of education has changed drastically over the last year, I have kept pace with the constantly evolving ways to deliver education. I am well versed in creating dynamic, remote, and hybrid synchronous and asynchronous learning modules, understanding that through our locations and resources, though our locations and resources may change with each passing day, the integrity of what I teach does not need to change. Those are the words of our 10 teachers, teachers who give me, our administration at Mecca, our MAT faculty, great hope in the future of arts education in our schools. I will forever define this cohort as the brave ones. That's how I will remember you. As someone best said it the other day, this is the longest, shortest year ever, a time warp of sorts. And what a better way to spend this bizarre year than pursuing a graduate degree? ? You are the brave ones. You wanted this, and today it is yours. It was a little scary at first. Only 4 months or so into the pandemic that our journey began together. While Mecca did and continues to do a very careful and complete job of keeping us safe with tight building and testing protocols, you and me, many teachers, students, and friends around the world were nervous about interactions with peers and our community. Nervous, anxious, but the inspiration you felt, the learning you engaged in, the art you created made those clouds less of fear, less thick. Your focus, your dedication, your passion and drive for this path, for becoming master teachers, for seeking knowledge and designing rich learning experiences for students kept you moving forward. You completed every single assignment. You learned to keep on your toes. You knew that as soon as you finished one assignment, it would not be too long before the next task was set before you. You worked extremely hard. You read and studied deeply all the many readings, all the theorists, all the lesson planning, all the Zoom guests. You stuck with it. You did all this because you had the goal of teaching a subject that you love, that you are very good at, and that you believe it is important to teach for the well-being of our youth and our world. And your mentors gave you top assessment scores, and your students wrote you letters of thanks or drew you adorable pictures when your student teaching placements were complete. From these experiences, I hope that as you transition to the world of job applications and interviews, you embrace great confidence in yourselves and all the creativity and knowledge that you have to offer the world. As you move forward into your profession, I hope that you also take a bit of advice from one of the largest on-scene studies of US schools ever conducted, carried on over 4 years in over 1,000 classrooms nationwide. It was a 1984 study by a researcher named John Goodlad, a book called A Place Called School. It led to several important findings, but one finding that forever stuck with me was, and I quote, my favorite quote, "Above all else, schools should be places of joy." I hope that while it was stressful and challenging, you enjoyed this 10-month learning journey. I hope that in the near future, within your pocket of school, the art room, you will always remember to create a climate of careful instruction infused with joy for yourself and your students. I would now like to invite MAT graduate Audrey Robidoux, our student nominated speaker, to address the group.
Thank you, Rachel. Give me a thumbs up if my audio is okay. Awesome, thank you. It is so nice to see all of your faces. I'm so glad that we could all be here today, even with the circumstances. So without further ado, here's my speech. It has been 273 days since we all met over Zoom for the first time at orientation. At that point, some of us had never stepped foot in a classroom. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into by joining the 2021 Masters of Art in Teaching program. And fast forward to today, and we have come so far. The 10 of us decided that during the pandemic, we were going to do something incredible with our lives, to teach art to children as our calling in life. Our very first lesson was taught to each other. We chose something that we were passionate about and tried to create an experience. We learned how to make supply kits, write lesson objectives, and semi-successfully learned how to time our lessons. We got to see the beginning of each other's teaching styles and how crucial it was to be excited by what you teach. Our very first time teaching at Waynfleet was incredibly hard. It was our first time teaching to students in person, as well as the experience of co-teaching. We showed up that first day with our bins of supplies, wondering how the heck we were going to teach outside in a field with no tables. We had trouble understanding how to motivate students and how to keep the wind from stealing our art projects. But we did it, and we did an incredible job. We brought an experience to those students, and by the end of those 4 weeks at Waynfleet, we were all budding art teachers. We accomplished many other lessons throughout our fall semester. We learned the many ins and outs of technology tools necessary for teaching in a pandemic. We learned how to build relationships with students, and we learned to be professional and responsible. We did all of this together, side by side, leaning on each other for support, being open-minded and willing to lend a helping hand. And then we moved apart. It was time for us to become teachers on our own. We entered our student teaching placement with a million questions and doubts, but we survived that too. Individually, we accomplished so much and shared our experiences with each other, helping one another to grow. So now we go off and be real teachers in whatever capacity we choose, and we are trained to work with children of any age. We can make it in whatever situation we find ourselves in, and we will be incredible. This year holds many unknowns, just like when we joined this program. But if we've learned anything, it's to be reflective and adaptive, to strive to be the best teachers we can be. We are getting there, and thank you for being an amazing cohort. So now I'm going to call on each member of the cohort to share a 1-minute comment or memory, and we're going to begin with Mr. Cooper Binette.
So congratulations to all my peers and our cohort. We did it. So happy. But in reality, this is just the beginning of our education. It is our responsibility to continue to grow. My biggest takeaway from this program is that good isn't good enough if it can be better. And it's our job as art educators and teachers to facilitate that for our students. And we really have to continue to grow and continue to better ourselves, keep an open mind, and really be the change we want to see for our students. So, so glad to be here. Congratulations, everyone. And back to you, Audrey.
Thank you, Cooper. Next up, Seth Barron.
To my peers in the graduating class for their Masters in the Arts of Teaching program, after 10 months of Zoom calls, research, and filing digital documents, I give you all permission to go hiking this summer and remind yourself of one of the many reasons you chose to get your Masters in Maine. Although we were consumed by our work and our eyes became glued to our screens for what felt like endless hours, I find myself reflecting on the many group experiences that made this cohort so successful. Whether we walked together on the beach in between meetings or danced with students during our group teaching experiences, the fond memories I have couldn't have been made without you all. Your growth mindsets and ability to be open-minded have gotten you so far, and I believe we are all on the right path to be monumental in developing new age curricula for lifelong learners.
Thank you, Seth. Next up, Sophie Olmsted. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you. This has been truly the most transformative year of my life. When I think back to applying last spring, there was so much fear of the future, and this program has grounded me and launched me into my career. So I am so forever grateful for you, Rachel, and I couldn't have asked for a better cohort of friends. I look forward to collaborating with you all once we all have jobs in the future. Keep an eye out for an email from me. Okay, thank you, that's all.
Thank you, Sophie. All right, Philippa Grace Adam.
Thanks, Audrey. Thanks, everyone. So I was going to share some words from my students from my second placement, which was with high schoolers in Portland at Deering High School. I was with them for 7 weeks. And at the end of my placement, I asked them what they were most proud of from their work. And I had a lot of responses. I will not share all of them, but any of my llama themed artwork, I expressed my inner self when I draw. I tried to draw music. I expressed many different emotions in one drawing. I was more comfortable to draw or make something without feeling judged. I got out of my comfort zone with art. I challenged myself to be more creative. I challenged myself to not let myself be completely caught up on making everything perfect. So those were just some highlights from a group of 9th graders in Art 1 who were completely terrified and weren't really talking to each other. And we were in a classroom that was divided sort of in Soviet bloc social distancing desks. And there wasn't really room for being together in a way that I would like. And I wanted them to recognize what they were proud of, what they had accomplished. And we focused a lot on making mistakes and not worrying about being perfect, and how art can be a thinking process that helps with everything. And I'm super proud of what they had to say, but I'm also proud of myself and all my peers for also learning how to make mistakes and embracing imperfection and learning how to keep on moving and how art works with everything. So thank you. Back to you, Audrey.
Thank you, Philippa. All right, Sean Dillon.
You should all be able to hear me. Oh boy. Well, I couldn't be here today without a great number of people who I can't help but say thanks to. I made a list right here. It's actually a little long, but I especially want to thank my mother and father for being here, Colleen and Bob. Bye, guys. For just the endless support and really saving my life when I needed it. I applied to this program pretty much at the most difficult point in my life, and they were there to support and back me up. As an artist, something I never really had was a mentor, but I'm glad to say that as a teacher, learning to be a teacher, I did have a fantastic mentor figure, several in fact, one of which is Rachel, and of course, everyone in the cohort. You've all been fantastic people to work with, and I look forward to working with you all again in the future. And I guess that's my whole minute. So
Thank you, Sean. All right, Shelby Pyrzyk.
Thank you, Audrey. So I just wanted to thank everyone in my cohort and all my lovely professors. I can't thank Rachel Somerville enough for being such a supportive and amazing professor, leading us all through this cohort. I can't thank my peers enough because through our ups and downs, we were able to get through it all together. We made fantastic memories, and I can still remember us sitting in the green space, looking around at each other, trying to figure out who this group was going to be. And if only it wasn't raining, we could go sit in the green space once again. I have to thank everyone for being amazing, and I can't congratulate you all enough. Thank you to my parents, and thank you to all.
Thank you, Shelby. All right, Trent Redmon, you're up next.
Hello, everybody. So moving up here to Portland, Maine was crazy because I had lived my whole life in Kentucky. I had never lived anywhere else, and I had no teaching experience at all. So it was like a really intense experience, but now 10 months later, I have all these amazing lifelong friends. I've made so many cool connections, met so many amazing people. I want to thank my parents, my mom and dad, they're here for just being amazing, like the whole way, always being there for me. Love you guys. I want to thank Rachel Somerville for just being an amazing leader to all of us and an amazing resource to all of us throughout this process. And Lauren Glennon for letting me teach her 3 sons art lessons every week. Say hi, Jack, Henry, Charlie. You all, I couldn't have done it without everybody. And like everyone in the cohort is so amazing. Like I'm so lucky to know everybody. So thank you all.
Thank you, Trent. All right, Lauren Anderson.
Hello, everybody. I just want to share a quick quote. Mother Nature made no mistake in giving us hands to create instead of wings to fly. But if we did have wings, we'd all be way up high in the sky right now because we did it. And I'm so proud of everybody, so proud of this cohort. We started as 10 complete strangers and now here we are. And thank you also to my parents who've been there for me every single step of the way through school. Big thank you to my boyfriend, Dante, who's right here. He's also been there for me through this whole journey. Can't thank you all enough. And Rachel, of course, thank you a million times for being everything that you are for all of us. I love you guys.
Thank you, Lauren. All right, last but not least, Maddie Mahoney.
Hello. Hi, everyone. It is so nice to see all these beaming faces of proud parents and friends. Some may think that pursuing a master's degree during a pandemic is a crazy thing to do. And I think the jury's still out on that one. But each of us felt called to do this and to be here. And we've done it. So I couldn't be more proud of each and every person in this Zoom call, parents included and family members, because you were there to support us along the way. I want to go back to the beginning really quickly because I remember coming in to this program. It was not even August, it was in July, and I had connected with 2 of my cohort members, Philippa and Cooper, before the program had even started. And I was totally nervous and uncertain. And we met up socially distanced on the prom with our masks. And suddenly it was like all my worries just went away. And I was like, okay, everything is going to be okay. And Philippa and Cooper, thank you for just giving me that calm. And now that we're transitioning forward, I just feel comforted again, knowing that I have this amazing base of new friends and mentors. Rachel, I know Corey and Heather are also in this meeting. So thank you to all of you for helping support me and each other through this journey.
Thank you, Maddie. And thank you all for those incredible words. And thank you, families and friends, for supporting us all. And now back to the incredible woman who took us little babies and turned us into teachers. Thank you so much. Rachel.
Thank you, Audrey, and thank you, cohort. Thank you for trusting me and this process. So I am going to close today. By closing, I want to actually discuss closing, and the teachers, not teacher candidates, teachers will know what I'm talking about. We talked a lot about closure through this program and how important closure is within a teaching lesson. And all too often, teachers forget to build this important segment into their lesson where they can both solidify the learning that takes place in the lesson through a reflective question. And they can also take a moment to say thank you to their students for the efforts they put forth during the lesson, or for the mutual exchange of teaching and learning that happens between a teacher and a student. So I would like to take this moment of closure to say thank you, everyone, parents, faculty, staff, for supporting these 10 extremely talented teachers in their pursuit of their degree for what I know will be an incredibly fulfilling profession. So teachers, no longer TCs or teacher candidates, teachers, thank you again for being so brave, for your trust in this process, for serving so many students in the greater Portland area and beyond, and for teaching me so many important lessons this year. And in closing, today I've asked MAT graduate student Madison Mahoney to formally close our ceremony, which will include hooding. So teachers, please have your hoods nearby. Madison led the class in several powerful grounding and meditative social emotional learning activities and exercises throughout the program, which supported individual well-being and group connectedness amongst the cohort. So thank you, Madison, for leading this last segment of our hooding ceremony.
I'm reading all the chats coming in. Thank you. All right, now is a great time, cohort, if you don't have your hood nearby, to maybe go quickly grab it. But I want to quickly do something together that I know the 10 of us in this cohort, at least, haven't done in 10 months. And I want us to just take a moment and take a breath. So if we can all just, wherever we are, feel your feet on the ground and your hands in your lap or on the table. And let's all just take a collective inhale and exhale. We did it. We got through this 10-month journey. Normally, if I was with my elementary kids, I would say, okay, everyone stick their right hand in the air, take it across your body, and give yourself a big pat on the back. So you're welcome to do that as well. I would love to lead us through a visualization to close our ceremony. And everyone is invited to participate. So I will ask that we all close our eyes. And I'm seeing who's doing it. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's close our eyes and imagine a tree. This tree is strong, and even though it's a little bit cloudy right now outside of my Portland window, it is a bright, sunny day, and the sunshine is coming down on this tree, and it is in full bloom with leaves and flowers and bright colors. The tree has a strong trunk with big branches reaching upwards towards the sky to new opportunities, hopefully to new jobs. And as we look downward, the tree has a long trunk that connects to the earth where there are roots. And these roots go beneath the earth so far that they go into the soil and connect tree to tree, sharing nutrients, soil, and protecting and nurturing the trees around them. Now envision the soil around each of those roots. This soil protects the tree and feeds the tree. It gives it the energy to grow into the beautiful tree that it is. We can think of this soil as our family, our friends, and all the people who have been supporting us through this 10-month journey. And let's take a quick moment of gratitude for all of the people in our lives who have stuck by us through the ups and downs and been our emotional support through our journey. Now you can open your eyes. Here we are, 10 trees. And now it's time to put on our hoods. These hoods are a mark of wisdom. They symbolize our ability to be teachers and the passing of the torch from one generation of teachers to the next. So now let's take our hoods and by putting on our hoods over our heads, let's allow our wisdom, compassion, and experience to guide us to our next exciting adventure. Thank you and congratulations. We did it.
If everybody wants to unmute at this point and just say congratulations, we can do that. And then that is the end of our ceremony. So thank you so much, everyone, again, for joining us today. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Sean. Great job. Good job, Shelby. Pretty cool, LA. Lauren, congratulations. Congratulations, everybody.
Good job, Sophie.
Yes, too.
We're looking forward to seeing the result of this wonderful education. Oh.
Bravo.
Beautiful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great job.
Great job. Great job.
Very good. Very good.
Bye. Congratulations.
Bye.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Cooper. I love you.